What's up, everybody? Zheng here, biblical success coach. I help entrepreneurs achieve quantum leaps in their life. We are going through this portion of daily wisdom. So every day, 10, 15 minutes, we're going to give some practical wisdom to help you apply into your businesses, your lives, so you can have the quantum leaps that you're looking to achieve. And if you're watching this live or on replay, comment below. What temperature is it where you are at right now? What temperature is it where you're at right now? Right now, I think it's probably like a brisk 40 degrees out here near San Francisco. And I wonder what it's like where you are at. But I do go through these on replays, we'll do. So we'll love to know. All right. So I coach a lot of entrepreneurs and in the online business space. And there's one thing that when it deals with getting a quantum leap, when it gets to, wow, we got 73 degrees, 38 degrees, we got a whole range right there. There's one thing that I've noticed. There's an expectation that successful people need to have that those that do not achieve major leaps and bounds in their businesses and lives tend not to do. And that's a certain expectation to have, which is knowing that you're just one move away from your quantum leap. You're just one move away. And I'll tell you this, when I first got into entrepreneurship, I did not have this expectation, or I would get disappointed a lot. So I remember I got into business and I made my first prospect call, and I was expecting to be a millionaire because I had the right person in mind, and I knew they were going to get started, and they were super influential. I'm like, I got this, let's go. And then they told me no. And I was like, oh, how am I ever going to survive? How am I ever going to win in this? And so many times, one of the biggest reasons why we fail or do not achieve quantum leaps is that our expectation of breakthrough wavers. And we hinge so much of our expectation on just the one thing that did not go right. But then you take a look at other people, and I remember what happened is I look at the successful people, and I wonder if this resonates with you at all. I would see the other successful people, and it looked like everything they did always succeeded. Have you known anyone like that before? Like, it looks like things just always go well. They're always winning. They're always getting the trophies. Their business is booming. Like, life is good. And here I am thinking, I'm working hard. I'm a good, well-deserving person of success. Why am I not getting those quantum leaps? And I want to submit to you today that the reality is this: is they both the unsuccessful and the very successful, they all believe that you're just one more away. And the reality is this: behind the one major victory that they are talking about, there are 300 failures that were behind the scenes. You have to be very careful on your expectation. I'll give you a personal story. So last year, I got very much so into social media. I was looking to expand my business, and I'm like, all right, how do you get more contacts? How do you get more prospects, right? So I heard about this thing like TikTok. That was the rave back of the day. And now short form content is a very, very major deal, right? Reels are everywhere. YouTube shorts, like that's like the way right now and the way of the future. So short form content is any quick video under 90 seconds. So I heard about this TikTok thing. I had a friend of mine that said that she made millions through TikTok. I'm like, I'm going to go do this. Guess what? I hopped right into TikTok. I made my first one. And guess what happened in my very first one? Nothing. It sucked. I got no engagement. I got no prospects. I'm like, dang, I don't know if this thing works. And then I decided, well, maybe I'll do it again. So I did my second one. Flopped. Nothing. I'm like, all right, maybe I'm doing it wrong. Every time I tune it just a little bit, every single time I make it a little bit better, right? And then I start to get it. I got the cutting better. I got the editing better. And then I remember by like the 10th one, I'm like, I'm real good right now, right? I'm real good. This is going to be amazing. This is going to hit. I know. I got the trending audio. I got the cuts. I got the stuff. This is so good. I'm expecting every single time for it to be breaking through. And guess what? 10th one, nothing. Has this ever happened to you? Have you ever had an expectation that that one action that you would take would be the one? But it wasn't. 300 TikToks later, 300 later, with 0 conversions, I finally got one that popped off. And that one led me to, I think, 50 customers. And then another one popped off. And then another one popped off. And last year alone, through TikTok just by itself as a lead generator, we were able to personally enroll 150 new customers into our business and 75 new partners into our business. Now, that sounds like a really big success story. That sounds like it's something amazing. Put a 5 in the chat if that's type of the result that you would want. That's like considered a quantum leap from nothing to where that was at. It was the best year ever in personal recruiting, personal sales. And I'm like, wow, that was amazing. But so many of us, here's the secret though, to your quantum leap, and you do have to keep on reposting. Where most of us fall short is that we do not have the expectation that you are one more move away from breakthrough. From breakthrough. You're one phone call away. You're one social media post away. You're one follow-up away. You're one event away. You're one book away. You're one conversation away. The reality is that is true. It is just one. Thomas Edison failed over 900 or 1,000 times, and only one needed to hit, which is true. However, what's your expectation like in those 999 failed attempts? What's your expectation like in those 300 TikToks that flopped? You know what my expectation was? And every single time, this should be your expectation. The next phone call you should make should be my dream prospect. They're getting started now. That next conversation should be the breakthroughs happening now in my relationship. That next thing you do should always be an expectation that this is going to be the thing. Because why? Practically, if you do not expect it, what's up, sister? If you do not expect that the next thing that you do is the breakthrough, you're never going to be able to move to the next thing. The actual reality is, in order to get one thing to change your life, results-wise, there's going to be a lot of failures in the process. Failure is just your first attempt in learning. Fail, F-A-I-L, first attempt in learning. So many times I see that we're 3 feet from gold, citing the Napoleon Hill Think and Grow Rich story. Because what we do is we work up the courage to take the action, and then we get excited, and then we get disappointed because they didn't respond to you the way that you thought it would. That plan did not work. Plan A didn't work. Plan D didn't work. Plan Z didn't work. But you have to cut off this disappointment. Jim Rohn says to discipline the disappointment. And you have to put yourself into that state of every single thing that I do is going to lead to that breakthrough. Well, you might be like, James, but isn't that lying to yourself? Because you had 300 failed TikToks and then only one hit. Well, here's the truth. Everyone did work. The saying is work always works. It either works for you or it works on you. Every part of that process I needed. Every single step that I took developed me. I learned more. On the TikTok example, I learned how to cut. I learned how to make things. I learned the mindset of marketing. I learned what worked. I learned what didn't work. And now I have a skill that I can pop off a very engaging type of content because I did the 300 that didn't work. How many of us fail to continue because we wrap up our expectation that the result is going to happen right now through that one action that we're going to do, and it doesn't come right then and there. And we say, maybe this doesn't work for me. Maybe I just suck at this. Maybe this isn't cut out for this. And no, that is not the case. Remember, you're just one action away. So very practically, if today you take every single action and you do the best you can, you do everything that you can, you expect the best, but you know that the work will always work. It will either work for you, it will work on you. Every single conversation you go through, expect the best. Every single prospect you talk to, expect they're going to join. Every single social media post you make, expect that's going to go viral. Why not expect that? Because it's going to help you to become better. It's going to help you to think different. And you do the one thing very well. Will Smith, and I'll end it with this. He was quoted with saying, and you know, Will Smith is super, super successful now. He said one of the best teachings that he got was from his father. And what his father would do is for both him and his brother is he had a project for them over the summer. He said, you're going to take this brick and you're going to go build a wall outside. But what I want you to do, the father said to Will Smith and his brother, is lay every single brick perfectly. So they take it one at a time. They put on the mortar. They make sure it's lined up, make sure it's good. And then they would take another one and lay it right next to it. And then take the other one, they'd lay it right next to it. In the midst of doing that, it looked like nothing was happening, right? In the midst of your day, it looks like nothing's happening. In your phone calls, in your day-to-day, in your work, in everything, it looks like nothing's happening. But 3 months later, Will Smith and the brothers stepped back, and guess what? There was a beautiful brick wall that was perfect. And the lesson was, do everything extremely well with high expectation. And you're going to look back after 300 TikToks. You're going to look back after 1,000 prospecting conversations. You're going to look back after 100 plans. You're going to look back after 1,000 bricks laid. Thomas Edison's going to look back after 999 failed light bulbs. And you're eventually going to have that one that worked. But to get to that one that really works, it takes all those other ones that are done very intentionally and very, very well. You're just one more away. Have that expectation today. Step fully into that. Do the best you can with everything you can. And you are bound to succeed. You are bound to have a quantum leap. It's just a matter of time. So I hope this encouraged you. I hope this helped you. Go in today. And if it did, put a 1 in the chat. If you know there's things that must be done a certain way today, go for it. 1,000%. Do everything that you can do. Work always works. And if it did encourage you, share this with someone, subscribe to our YouTube, put this, and then a lot of our other stuff there as well too. Other than that, God bless. Cheers to your quantum leap. Let's crush it. Have an awesome, awesome day. Bye, everybody. You're absolutely welcome.